Buy a qualifying Intel product and get entered in the Intel Dynamic Ticket giveaway for a chance to win great prizes. Visit intelgamingpromo.com to learn more. Welcome to my unboxing and overview of what might be the most quiet optimized power supply that we've yet encountered. This is the new RM series from Corsair, and it's kind of a replacement for the TX-M V2. So that is their TX modular series. So as you might expect, it is a modular power supply, which means the cables are not pre-attached. And what you also might not expect is that it has what Corsair's calling their 0 RPM fan mode. So they've brought this down from the AX and AXI series to the RM series, so your fan actually is not even going to spin up at all until you reach about 40% load. So this is your typical power supply fan curve compared to their 0 RPM fan curve. Now, with all of that said, this isn't the first time we've ever seen this feature. In fact, it's been around for kind of a while. The power supply in my system doesn't have its fan spin up until it's under a fairly significant load. But it's the first time that we've seen a manufacturer optimize for silence in a way that goes beyond having the fan not spin. So we've actually got a closed cell foam inside here for packaging, and we're going to go ahead and open this baby up. So what Corsair's done is they've optimized the fan blades on the 135 or 140 millimeter fan, whatever they're calling it. They're usually around the same size, to reduce turbulence. Okay, so it's not the first time we've heard a manufacturer say, yes, optimized fan design. Oh, okay. But what they've really done is they have hand selected the components inside the power supply to not only not make noise with the actively moving stuff, but to not make like weird electrical buzzing noises and whining noises, which are often referred to as coil whine, even though there's a wide variety of components inside electronic devices that can cause this kind of noise. So that means, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but I certainly have. I've seen fanless power supplies that make annoying noises. In fact, my power supply, which is an XFX 1000 watt Platinum, has a ticking noise that is audible even when the fan's not spinning at all. But I personally appreciate this kind of an optimization, and I'm excited to find out if it actually ends up working. So let's take you guys on a bit of a tour of the product itself. They've got a little warning sticker here that says, yo, the fan's not spinning, it's okay, because it's designed to do that. We've also got a nice open honeycomb mesh at the back, and it otherwise looks pretty much like any other Corsair power supply. They've got a bit of sort of rounded corner thing going on, and those RM logos on the side are right side up, regardless of how you install it in your system. On the front of the power supply, or back, or whatever you want to call this, on this side, you find the modular interface. So your 24-pin cable goes here. You have 5 spots for either 4+4 pin for your CPU or 6+2 pin for PCI Express. So that's 4 total PCIe and 1 CPU connector, 5 peripheral connectors, and a Corsair link connector. Another thing that's a little bit unique and special about this power supply is the fully flat modular cables. Even the 24-pin is using a flat cable design that is extremely low profile. I love this. Even going back to Corsair's original HX series power supplies, they had the flat cables on Molex and SATA. However, this is the first time I've personally seen the flat cable approach taken with 24-pin as well as with 6+2. See, nice flat. There's your 8 wires, and otherwise it's completely flat, as well as the 4+4 pin. This makes cable management easier, even if you don't happen to have a case that's great for cable management. So kudos to Corsair for thinking of that and implementing it, because it's actually not that easy to get factories to do things like this. There's a lot of ease of assembly stuff that goes along with color coding things, which is why they like to color code them at the factory and manufacturing level. So there's a little tidbit for you guys. In terms of included connectors, we've got 2 4-pin Molex harnesses, each with 4 connectors on them, and then we have 3 SATA harnesses that are somewhere in here, okay? 2 of them have 3 connectors on them, and the last one has 4 connectors on it. It also has the Corsair link cable included. Remember guys, unlike the AXI series, this is 80 plus gold instead of platinum, and it doesn't have quite the same degree of integration with Corsair Link, but it will allow you to see things like fan RPM monitoring and power usage monitoring, which is kind of nice. And then finally, you've got 1 CPU cable and 4 PCI Express 6+2 pin connectors, and you should be able to pretty much fill this baby up with all that stuff. 2 Molex, 2 floppy connectors if you really still feel the need for those, a quick start guide, as well as some included cable ties, a Corsair case badge, and some included screws. Last thing I wanted to show you guys is, yes, sample only. So this is a sample power supply, is the distribution of the rails. So it's a single 12 volt, 70.8 amp rail that is capable of providing the entire 850 watts that this power supply can supply. So that tells us that the 3.3 volt and 5 volt rails are actually derived from the 12 volt rail. This is an approach that we've been seeing for quite a while here. It comes with a 5-year warranty, something I often forget to mention in my unboxings. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you for checking out my unboxing and overview of the RM series power supplies from Corsair. These are silence optimized. That's the biggest thing you need to remember. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and let me know in the comments, do you even care if your power supply is silent? I do, but that doesn't mean everyone does, so I'd like to hear what you think.